Hey guys, what's going on? This is Awais back with another video of AutoCAD. So this is a project based tutorial. Before we start working on our project, let me explain to you what I'm going to teach you guys in this video. So as I said that this is a project based tutorial, so I'll be making a house plan with 2D, 3D and rendering and materialing as well. Okay, so you will learn pretty much everything you need to know in AutoCAD to make a 2D house plan, 3D model as well, and then rendering. I'll teach you a bit of animation as well in AutoCAD. That's pretty basic. So but before we start our project, the reason why I'm making this video is because I had few tweets and I had few emails that you guys really liking my AutoCAD tutorial series and you like my project based tutorial as well. I've done few project based tutorials before, but personally I think they were not good enough, so that's why I decided to make another one. In this video I will be explaining every single thing with different techniques. Okay, so make sure to watch this video completely, and once you're done with this video I can guarantee you that you will be able to work in AutoCAD confidently. Alright, so that's being said, let's get to the AutoCAD now and let's start our project. So there are two ways that you can start the project. Either you click here, start drawing, or you can go up here and then click on new, which will give you this dialog box. Like, and you can select AutoCAD 3D or AutoCAD ACAD.dwt template. Okay, but I prefer to start with start drawing. I've already made my few preset templates as well, but I'm not gonna use that because I will set that template and I'll show you that what I make my AutoCAD look like, and I want to work in that kind of setting. So let's click here and start our drawing. Alright, so now if you don't see this setting here, let me go back to my workspaces and then we're going to click on workspaces setting, and then I'm going to set it to default. So let's go to our drafting and annotation. Okay, and then let's click apply. Alright, so there's few things that you won't see the way I'm seeing in AutoCAD right now, so I'm just gonna turn it off and let's drag this up. So pretty much that's what you're gonna see in AutoCAD when you start your AutoCAD. Okay, so the first thing what I do is I'll just drag that down so it lock it up to the bottom, and then turn on properties. Okay, that's very helpful. I'll show you what you need, why you need this for. Okay, so now to set up our drawing you need to change two things: units and drawing limits. Okay, first let's get rid of this grid. So click here and then grids will go away. There's a few more settings here that I want to talk about, but I will talk about them while we work on our plan. Okay, so let's change the unit first. So I'm going to type units. Okay, and then in this dialog box you change that to architectural and change precision to 1/4. If you're not sure about precision, watch my tutorial series. I've already made a video about setting up your drawing in detail. So click OK. Now you've set up your units. Now type limits. Okay, and here if you read this text here, it's telling limit specify lower left corner. That means where you want to start your drawing. So I'll press spacebar and then I will type 400, 400. Okay, so the first integer value you give it to AutoCAD, that's for the x-axis and y-axis. I'll talk about axis as well while we work on 3D. So for now there's only 2D, so that means x and y. You will be working on x and y. Alright, so press spacebar. There's another thing I want to talk about here, is that if I say to you guys that press spacebar or press enter or right click, these three buttons does the same thing. Okay, they finish the command. So we have set up our drawing, we set up limit. The first thing you need to do after you define your limits is press Z, spacebar, and then A for all, or you can click here or you can press A and spacebar. You see these options for zooming here, and you can right click on them, or you can type that blue letter. Every command has one blue letter, so you will type that letter and press spacebar. That will be applied. Okay, so now let's click on here, actually right click and go to options. Okay, here it's a crosshair size. I would like to keep that 5, but it's up to you guys if you want to change that. and then let's go to user preference, click on right click customization, and make sure you turn on the time sensitive right click, and repeat last command, okay, because once I right click, it will repeat the last command, which is very helpful to make your work faster. Let's apply. There's a lot more settings here, such as drafting. You can increase or decrease your auto snapping, markup size, and aperture size. All right, so we'll talk about it. We'll look at them while we work in 3D, because that's really important in 3D. All right, so now we have set up our units, we have set up our drawing limits. So there's another settings I want to talk about here. If you click here, you can see all these panels available. So if you want to turn on line weight, you can click on here, and then it will turn on the line weight somewhere here. That's here, okay. So I just don't want it, I just wanted to show you guys, okay. And then that blue button is basically your hardware acceleration. AutoCAD is very heavy software, because even I have the Core i7 laptop, but it's still really heavy. So that is why I recommend that keep this acceleration on. It will use your graphics card, and which help you to make AutoCAD run better. Alright, so now let's go to Insert tab first, and I'm going to click on Attach. Alright, I'm going to select this file, click Open, and then click OK, and there you go. So I'm gonna click here, and I'm just going to leave that a bit here, okay. So that's our reference, whatever we're going to make for the ground floor plan, okay. So I'm going to use the move command, select this, I'm going to put this right in front of about here. All right, so now we're gonna start working for this plan. So let me show you what is this. So we have the lawn, we have the entrance area, kitchen, drawing room, stairs, room, toilet, and then garage. Not the garage, sorry, this is the store. Okay, so now let me go to my home tab for 2D planning. Okay, so these two panels are really important, draw panel and modify panel. If you are very confident using these panels, you are good to go. You can make your 2D plans. Okay, so let's start working with our polyline command first. So I'm gonna select the polyline command, and now it's telling me specify start point. I can click any where in my area, but I prefer to start from 0. So I'll keep 0 as the x value, comma 0 x or y value, and then press enter. It will start from there. And I take your cursor up. Now you can see that it's trying to stick to the 90-degree angle, and it sticks to the 45-degree angle, and it sticks to the 135-degree angle. That's because I've turned on this polar tracking. If you click here, you see those angles. So if you want to make it to 90, 180, 270, 360, I can do that. And then we have 45, 90, 135, 80 as well, 180 as well. So you can add some more angles to it. So if I type any like 25 angle and click on new, it will add to the this specific like angles. So I just don't want to do it right now, so I just click cancel. Now let's start the polyline command. This is a polyline command, PL for polyline command, and then 0, 0, enter, and then take it up. So Y value is 40. Let me see that first. So 45 by 30. Okay, so I can go up there 45 feet. So that's the single quotation mark is a feet, and then double quotation mark is representing inches. So enter, and then let's go to the right. Okay, and then make sure it stays to the 35. If I just put here and then type 35 feet, it's gonna draw a line on that angle. So let's undo that. There's two ways you can undo. You can type U, okay, and then undo, okay, or you can type Control Z. Okay, so here I'm going to type 30 feet. Let's go down 45 feet, and then click here on close to go to the starting point. Okay, so now we have polyline. The difference between polyline and a line is basically if I click on line and I just select, and then select the point, and now every line is a separate object. Okay, every line is a separate object, but if I select the polyline, it's a complete rectangle now. Okay, so now we know where we're starting our plan from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click here, actually right click, go to UCS icon setting, and uncheck show UCS icon at origin. It will stick to that area, and then it's not gonna bother you on this point, so you can keep working. Alright, so we have that plan. Now I'm going to move this, okay, and I'm just gonna put it about here so we can keep it. So let me scale that down. So select the scale command. I'm gonna select this corner and I'm going to do 0.8. okay, it's still too big, so I'll select that again and then select that point, let's 8 again. Oops, too big, still too big, still too big. I don't want to move that like this, so that's why it's 0.6. Alright, looks better now. Let's move that a little bit closer. Okay, so now we have walls, we have doors, we have windows in our plan. So the first thing we're going to do is start making our wall. So to make the wall, I have this polyline which is a combined object now. So what I can do, I can use the offset command. So the offset command is basically, if I draw a line, the shortcut key for the line is L, and I will draw a line here. So let's say if I want to make another line with the same angle about some distance, so I can use the offset command. This is the offset command. Click here, and then now always read this command line or whatever, it gives you the message. So we have throw erased layer. Okay, so I will type my dimension for offset, so I'll say, let's say 6 feet. Okay, and then click here, and then now if I move my cursor to this angle, it will draw this angle, and then if I take my cursor to the left, it will draw to the left. So that's the offset command. Before we do offset, let me explain to you some selection in AutoCAD. So let's say I will draw a line, okay, and then I will draw a rectangle. This is a rectangle command, that's a line command. So let's draw a rectangle here. Okay, so now if I click here and leave the button, okay, and if I move my cursor to the right, it gives me green window. Okay, if I click here and move the cursor to the right, it gives me blue window. Okay, I might have said wrong, it's right and then that was left. So what is the difference between green and left window? And there's another selection. If you click and hold the button, you can do the lasso selection. Alright, that's another. And if you click and hold your cursor to the right and then move that same lasso selection, but now it is it's a different kind of selection. Okay, so let me explain to you what is it. So, okay, so if I click here and move my cursor to the left, it gives me green window, and if I click again, I will select that rectangle. Okay, so green window is basically whatever comes in it, whatever object touch that green window will be selected. So if I click here and then drag my cursor to the right, and if I click it again, it won't select that rectangle because it's not coming completely in it. Let me draw a smaller line here. Okay, so now if I click here and then move my cursor, and I have to make sure that I've covered that object and then click, now it will select that line. Okay, so that's the difference between blue and green selection window. It's the same here. If I want to select the line with the blue selection, so click here and make sure it's completely selected. It's very useful when your plans go bigger and bigger, you have a lot of things in your plan, so this selection is pretty useful. Alright, let's get rid of this selection as well. Now use the offset command. So click here, or is a shortcut key for that. So I'm going to give 9-inch wall offset. So make the wall here. Now let me explain to you one thing. 9-inch wall offset is for me where I make plans for AutoCAD, but it depends which country you are in right now. So the dimension, it could be totally different, but my aim to teach you guys the way you can make plans, the way you can use those techniques to make AutoCAD plans. Okay, so now we have got the area of that. Now we need to leave a lawn for 6 feet, and then we have 13 by 8 feet. Okay, so to leave the lawn, because this is a combined object now, so if I try to offset 6 feet, it's going to basically offset the complete rectangle. That's what I don't want to do. So for that, I will select that explode command. Okay, and then click here. Let me show you what is explode command. Basically, let's draw a rectangle. Alright, and if I select here, it's going to select the whole rectangle because it's a combined object. So if I draw a line, okay, let's say draw a line. Okay, that's a kind of rectangle as well. So if I select now, it's going to select only 2 lines because that object is different, that is different, okay? But right now, because it's a rectangle, that object is combined object, combined rectangle. So that is why I have to explode that. So if I want to explode this rectangle, so I have to use this explode command, and I'll select this rectangle and press spacebar. Now these are all separate objects, no more rectangle. Alright, so it's still a rectangle, but it's not combined. We can join them as well. There's a join command. I'll talk about it when we get to the 3D. Okay, so now I'm going to explode this rectangle, select the explode command. X is a shortcut key for that. Select it, press spacebar, right click or enter. Now these are all separate objects. Now I'm going to offset that about 6 feet. Single quotation is a feet, and then double quotation is an inch. Okay, so let's select this line and then take my cursor up and then click. Okay, and then let's see what's the parking area. So we have 15 feet, and then we have 3.9 inch plus 7.6 inches. All right, so for that, what I can do is I can select the offset command again, and I will give the value about 15 feet from this line to up 15 feet, and then we have 7.6 and then 3.9. So you want to calculate in AutoCAD, there's a built-in calculator available for you in AutoCAD. So quick calculator. I'm not sure what's the shortcut key. I think it's QC, but try it out. Alright, so here I'm going to calculate. So I will say 7.6 plus 3.9. So that's 11 feet 5 inches. So we can offset now from here, and I'm going to give to 11.5 feet. Okay, and then enter. Click here, done. All right, so now we need to make wall. So offset 9 inch. So up, left, and then up. All right, so to clean up, I would highly recommend you guys, so while you work on your project, make sure you keep cleaning it. Okay, make sure you keep working on your project, make sure you keep cleaning. So clean up means I want to get rid of these lines, and I want to get rid of these lines and these lines. For that, there is a command called trim. So that's the command. TR is a shortcut key. So click here, and then you select the trim command. Now if you read this sentence, it says select object or select all. Okay, so select all means whatever you click. Let me explain this command first, okay, because this is a very important command, and this is most used command in AutoCAD as well. So let's draw a line here and then draw a few more lines. Let's say, okay, all right, so we have this. If I want to get rid of this line, so I'll select the trim command, and I will select the select all. So how do you select all? Press spacebar one more time. Now you get the options: fence, selection, crossing, project, edge array. So try to play around with these. These are pretty cool techniques to select in specific areas. So let me select this line now. It will get rid of that line. If I select this line, it will get rid of this line. If I select this line, it will get rid of this line. So the line has to be, let's say if I try to get rid of this line with the trim command, it won't work because there is no intersection between this line. So there it has to be an intersection. So it knows that if I select this part of the line, it will get rid of that part, and then if I select this side of the line, because I'm intersecting from the middle, it will get rid of this side. All right, so we know I'm going to undo by pressing U. Okay, so now let's look at the different ways. So if I select the trim command, and let's say I want to trim this line, but all the way this line, because we have intersection here, intersecting here, intersecting here. So let's say I will select this object. Okay, that's what I selected. Press spacebar now, and now if I click here, it won't care about that this line is intersecting to this line as well. It will get rid of the line all the way up to your selected object. Okay, that's called when you select an object and try to trim it. Let me show you the fence selection as well. So TR, and then I'm going to click on fence, or type F and spacebar. So now you need to select the line. Okay, so whatever this line intersects, let's say if it'll intersect this line, and then I'm going to go intersect this line, and then maybe intersect this line, and this line. Press spacebar, it will get rid of whatever it touches, it will get rid of that line. But that line has to intersect to some other object as well, such as if I try to trim this line, and then F And now it's not gonna get rid of this because that's only one object. Alright, so I've shown you that. Now let's go back to our project now. Let me show you if my OBS is working because I don't want to record this again. So alright, so let's trim command, and I will select this part, this part, this part, and this part. Alright, so we have cleared our drawing a little bit. Now I could trim this with the fence selection in trim command, but I want to use the fillet command this time. Okay, so that's the fillet command here. If you click on it, you get 4 or 5 options: undo, polyline, radius, trim, and multiple. Okay, by default I think it's what it does is basically, let me explain that command quickly as well. So let's say if I draw another line here and draw another line here, so if I want to combine this line at this intersect point, so what I have to do manually, I'll select this line, I'll take it up, and I'll select this line, and then I'll select the vertex and move my vertex all the way up. So that's how I could do it. I will select this. Okay, but the fillet command does this thing for us. So what fillet command does, select the fillet command, select this object, and then it will select that. Okay, but there's another thing. So let's say if I have a straight line on 90-degree angle. Okay, so on the graph, this line are not going to intersect because this line going straight up, it's never going to intersect. So here a fillet command will not work because the line has to intersect at one point. So that's why it's going to go all the way up and then try fillet those objects together. So let's try fillet using this fillet command. Select this line, select this line. Now it's going to apply the radius. Okay, because it automatically know that it's never going to intersect, so that's why it's going to apply the radius. You can define the radius. Let's say if I have those lines are going to intersect here, so let's say I want to make a radius, I want to make a round shape of 9 inch or 3 feet or whatever the dimension. So select the fillet command and then click on radius. Here you need to define how much radius you want. I will say 6 feet, and I'll select this line and then 6 line. As you can see that it fillet those lines but with the radius on. Okay, and now let's go to our plan. Now let's get rid of these lines. Okay, so now if I want to fillet this, okay, so I'll type F spacebar, and now if I try to fillet this line, it's going to apply that radius because radius stays in a memory. So every time you apply a radius, you need to go back and make it 0. Okay, so now I've made it 0. Select that line, select this line, and we're gonna trim this part and this part. All right, so let's zoom, and E for extend. What it does basically, it zooms everything, whatever you have made in your plan, it zooms in and it'll just bring everything up towards. All right, so far we have cleaned up, we got the area of the drawing, and now we're going to make inner walls. Okay, so I have kitchen, stairs area, bedroom, toilet, dress, and store. Okay, so now we're going to use the offset command. So I'm going to use offset 13 feet 8.5 inch. Okay, and then offset 4.5 inch. Alright, so now there's 2 ways you could do offset for your stairs area. You could either copy these 2 lines, because if you copy these 2 lines, you don't have to offset 4.5 inch again. So let me use that copy command now. So click on copy command and then select the object. It works the same way where move command works. So select the object, press spacebar, and select the displacement point. Okay, so not the displacement point, the point you want to copy from, that's called origin point, I guess. So click here, I'm gonna take this all the way up, so I'm gonna type 8 feet. All right, so we have that area now, and then we're going to clean up this line, and then let's offset about, let's say I will give 10 feet from here to the right. Let me see, it's too big, so let's make it 8 feet. So click here, take your cursor to the right, and then oops. Alright, so now we've done that, and now let's get rid of this line, and I'm going to offset that 9 inch. The reason why I'm setting 9 inch is because that wall is 9 inch and that's a smaller wall here, 4.5 inch. Okay, so now we have that. Now let's grab this line, grab that vertex, and just snap it to the end point. Okay, so now we have that. Now I'm going to extend these walls all the way to the right. So if I haven't shown you extend command, let me show you the extend command as well. So if I draw this line and I draw this line and another line here, okay, and let's say draw another line. Okay, so now let's say if I want to extend, let me just fix that. So draw a line here, 1, 2, 3 lines here, and then draw a line here. Okay, so if I want to extend this line to here, okay, I could grab that vertex and just drop it there, but there's a command in AutoCAD called extend. So if you click on trim command in the arrow button and then select extend, now it's telling you the same option about what you just learned about trim command. So either I select the object where I want to extend this, or I want to select all. So if I press spacebar to select all, if I hover over my cursor to this line, it's gonna extend to this, and then again, and then again. Okay, but let's undo that. But if I want to extend this line all the way up there and I don't want to click 3 times, so what I can do, so extend command and select this object first where you want to extend, okay, and then press spacebar and then click on the line. Right, it's gonna get extended. It doesn't care about there's lines between these lines. Okay, so that's the extend command, guys. Now we use that extend command. I could do it this way as well. I could just drag these vertex and I could just I could grab that all the way up, but well, in all AutoCAD there used to be extend command, that's why that's recommended. So let me just extend that. Alright, so we have that now, and I'm going to get rid of this line as well. So let's grab the vertex and just drop it down there, and let's trim off this line, and then you need to get rid of this line as well. So we have a kitchen area here, we have 2 rooms. So let me go and make these 2 rooms, toilet and dress, and then store. So for the toilet I have 6 feet y-axis, and on axis is 8 feet 6 inch, and then 14 feet for the room. So let's offset 14 feet, but before we offset, let me make the rear area, which is 3 feet. So to make the rear area, get rid of this line, okay, and then offset 3 feet from top to down. That's still a rectangle, so I have to explode that. Alright, and then offset 3 feet from this line to down, and now offset 9 inch for the wall. Alright, and then let's use the fillet command. So select this command, this line, select this line and this line. Alright, so how easy was it to make? Okay, so we have that. Now let's that's 14 feet. Now offset 14 feet from this line to the right, and then offset again. That was 8 feet 6 inch. Okay, so I'm gonna give 8 feet actually, so 8 feet. Alright, and then offset about, let's say, 4.5 inch wall. That's 9 wall there, but I just want to change that to 4.5 inch. Okay, so we have done that. Let's clean up. Trim, select this line, and select this area. Alright, so we have clean up. Our area is set up now. Let me save this program, file. So AutoCAD P, save it. Make sure you save the project, because I've done this so many times that I've made the half of the project and then I just my computer just crashed, the AutoCAD just crashed, and I don't have the file anymore. Alright, so we have done that, and now let's go add some rooms here. Sorry, not the rooms, but just gotta make the toilet and dress left here. So I'm gonna show you the trick here now. So let's say if I want to make a wall in the center. Okay, so what I can do here is, there's so many ways that you can do, but let me show you the common way. So if I select this line and just make that line here, okay, and now I'm going to move that line, press M spacebar, select the line, select any arbitrary point and take it down. So instead of clicking here, you have to type 4.5 inch. Now this line is 4.5 down from the middle, so I can offset now 4.5 inch upwards. Okay, and then clean up. Let me show you another trick here. let's say I don't want to move the line and then offset again. So what I can do, L for line, and then hover over your cursor to the midpoint, okay, and then leave there for like 2 seconds, and then when you move there, as you can see that it's trying to make a line, but we need to give the dimension now. So if I give 4.5 inch now, it will start from 4.5 inch down. So let me just show you how you can measure the dimension as well. If you go on a ribbon, there is a utilities panel here, okay. So if you click on this arrow button, you will see distance, radius, angle, area, volume. So you can measure all these things. So if I want to measure distance, I'll select the distance and I select 2 points here. So select this one. Down here you can see that on x-axis is 0, y-axis is 6 feet 1.5 1 by 4, okay, inches. So let's select check the down area. Alright, so it's not actually doing it. Select the measure again and then select it here and then select that here. So now we have 5 feet from it, so that worked actually. Let me give you an example from the line, okay. So let's say I want to draw a line from here, okay, but I want to leave that 4.5 inch or 9 inch, okay. So if I move my cursor here now, as you can see that green line there. So now I can click, it will start drawing a line from there, and I can see the dimension right next to it, okay, and perpendicularly. So if I type, let's say 9 inch, as you can see that the line started from the point where I left my cursor for a couple of seconds, and then I'll just move my cursor to a different direction, and then I'll give the dimension on the keyboard. You could actually draw, you could actually click there, but it's better that you give the dimensions so you know what's going on. So that's what I used here. That's a quick way. There's so many ways, there's so many tricks that there's unlimited tricks, trust me. So I will give 4.5 inch, and then let's clean up. Okay, so we have all the rooms, all the stuff ready for us. Now let's create stairs first, okay. To create the stairs, I'm going to use the array command, which is a bit of a advanced command, but let's see what we do. Okay, so let's look at the stairs, what they look like. Okay, so 1 feet 8 inch a space there, okay. So to make that, I'm going to offset 3 feet from the top and from the bottom, okay. So that's the space I'm going to leave, and then 3 feet from this line, so offset. Okay, so now instead of trimming everything, I can use the fillet command. So F, select this line, and then select this line. Done. Alright, and then we're going to create a line here, so I can just hover over my cursor here, take it up, and then it's not intersecting. So now click on this snapping option, and then select here maybe intersection, okay. So let's look at what intersection does. So if I select here and I take my cursor up, now it should give you intersection. So now you can make a line here, okay, and then draw a line from there to there as well. And let's trim this line now. Okay, so now we have pretty much cleared the area. Alright, so now let's use the array command. So to use the array command, that's the array command, rectangular array. And then if you click here, you have some path array and you have a polar array as well. Okay, so I've tried to cover, I've done the polar array video if you want to learn this path array and polar array, but let's choose a path array, what it does. Okay, so let's select that, and then I will select this object, and then I will select the path, and now I've got this array done for me. Alright, so here we got rows and we got columns. So here I want to leave 9 inch distance between arrays, and I want a row to go I don't want any row, okay, 0, which leaves at 1, and then we need to change the column. So where is the column? Basically we have item 7, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 there, and if you click here you can drag the array towards, okay. So let's say if I click here, now we must have changed the items. Let's click on this. We got the column rows and then columns. Let's change this to 9 inch. Okay, alright, so let's see, we have this array now. Okay, if you click on the array, you will go back to the array menu where you can change the distance. So let's change that to 9 inch. Okay, and then here if you select the array, and let me just cancel that. Okay, right, I think we need to use a rectangle array, but I will show you what the path array does. So let's say if I select spline, let's say a rectangle array, and I want to select spline here. So where is the spline? It's in another menu in the 3D, but I will type SP line, and then let's say we have this, and then bloody this line. Okay, and then I have a line somewhere here. Okay, and if I use the array now, select this array and then select the curve. Now as you can see that it's working on the path. Okay, so with that I can use the rectangular array. So let's select that. Okay, and then select the columns. As you can see that there was no option for the column, so I need let's say 10 columns. Okay, and I need the distance 9 inch. Okay, and then we have rows, which is 3. I'm gonna change that to 1. Okay, and then let's grab this and then put it this way. Alright, and then we need to copy this array. So let me just copy that from this point, and I'm just gonna drop it this point there. Okay, and then let's get rid of okay, so if I go here and then change the columns to 7, should work for us, and select this and then change that to 7. Alright, so that kind of stays we got there, but I want to just get rid of a few lines here. So I can do is explode this. So explode this. Now these are separate objects. So I just want to get rid of these 3 lines, and I want to offset these lines. But what I can do here, I want to make something like this. It doesn't show in the plan, but I will show you what I mean. So what I can do here is I want to join these 3 lines. Okay, so to join that, join, join command, and then select these 3 lines together. So now they're all same single object. Right, now I can do is just drag this vertex and just drop this here, and then I'm going to offset that about, let's say, 2 inch or maybe 1.5 inch. Let's see. Okay, done. And let's drag this up, and let's drag. That's still array, that's why I have to explode that. So let's drag this vertex down. Okay, so that kind of stays. I'm gonna show you how to make an arrow, because I wanna mention here, like here, that this is going upwards. Okay, so what I can do now is use the polyline command, and I will start the line here. I will take it somewhere here, make another line somewhere here, and then here I will just drop that. Okay, so now down here you can see the option width. So click here. I'm going to give it about 6 inch starting with and ending with 0. So now we got the arrow. So starting with 6 and then ending is 0. So let me just click here. Now if I click on width again, it's going to go back to 0 now. So press spacebar to finish the command. Alright, so that's the arrow we have now. I could make the arrow here as well by giving the width before, starting and ending same width, but that's fine. Alright, so now we have done our stairs and we have done our walls. Okay, so now let me give you a quick tour of layers. If any one of you watching this video and familiar with any other editing software, photo editing or video editing software, not the video editing but photo editing, there are layers in every single program. So what layer help us to do is to, when you're gonna apply materials and later in the project, we need to work with the layers. Okay, so we have walls, we have stairs, we have doors, windows. So if you click on layer properties here, okay, and here you will find every option about layers. So by clicking on this button, you can create layers, create VP frozen layers, and then delete layers, and then set current layer. Okay, so let's create new layer. So click here, and then I'm going to name it wall 2D. Okay, and let's press enter, create another layer. I'm going to say Windows 2D, create another layer, and I'm going to say doors, doors 2D. So we have three basic objects in our drawing. Let me just expand these. Let me explain to you guys what are these. Okay, so the first thing we have is on and off. So if you have a zero layer, okay, let me just drag this down. If I turn off the zero layer, it should that's a keep layer. So keep down, let's select this layer, wall layer, and set it current. Okay, now go back to zero layer, turn it off. Now everything will go on back to zero. Like the zero layer is off now, so you can't see anything built on zero layer. So that's why. Okay, next we got freeze. So if I freeze this, you can't select it, you can't see the layers object. Next we got color, line type. If I click here, you can load multiple line types from here. So for now we don't need them, so that's why I just cancel it. Line weight. If you are trying to print your project on the paper, I would recommend that you use a bit of line weight so it looks good on the paper. So that's about it. And then we're going to change some colors for our layers. So the walls, I'll select the walls and I will keep this color gray. For 2D windows, I will give a bit of bluish color. I'm not sure, whatever. Okay, for the doors, let's select a pink or green. It's fine, parrot green. Okay, so now let me explain to you these options here. The first option we got on and off. Okay, this is turn all layers on. So I don't want to go deep with these options, but you can just hover over and wait. It will tell you what is. What I will explain to you guys is just isolating, freeze, lock, and make current. Okay, so now let's say if I select these walls, okay, I'll select all these walls, and let's select these walls as well. So these are all the walls, right? I want to select these two lines as well. So these are the wall. I'll go and click on this drop down menu and select to the wall layer, and that will change all the lines to that layer now. Okay, so if I press escape, now with current layer is wall 2D. All right, and then you can do with the same thing as well. Let's say if I click on this match layer command, and let's say this is on 0, right? So if I select this and I will select this match layer, and then I press spacebar, and now if I select this line, so if I select this line, okay, press spacebar, and then layer name, you can click here and it will give you the layer name. That's a wall 2D. Alright, and then I will select the object. It will change that to the object what we selected. Okay, let me give you an example here. Let's say if I draw a line, it's going to be on 2D wall. So I'm going to change that to the window here as my current layer, and I match layer and select the object. I'll select this object, and then I'll click here, and then I'll select doors. Click here, that will change that to doors. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go back to layer properties and then create another layer. I'm going to name it Stairs 2D, and let's change the color to somewhat yellowish. Okay. Pause the menu and then select the layers, and then easiest way to do it is just go up there and then select the layer. Okay, so now let's go back to our 2D wall. Now we pretty much okay with the inner walls and stairs done. So I'm going to zoom extend. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you how to make doors and windows. A lot of people make doors separately for each of the door available in the plan. So let's say if I need 1, 2, 3, 4 doors, and they are different dimensions, right? So what we can do is we can make one door and make that a dynamic door, and then we can modify it. We can resize the door according to our need. All right, so that's a really advanced topic. I'll show you how to do that, because let's say if you have 500 doors, you can't just make 500 doors. It's gonna make your work very slow. Okay, so to make a dynamic door, let's create a door first. So I'm going to draw a line here, okay, and then I'll offset that about 4.5 inch. All right, and then we need 3 feet door. All right, so I'm going to offset that to right 3 feet. Let's get rid of this line. You can erase the line by clicking here and then select the object, press spacebar, it will go away. But the quicker way to just select it and then press delete key. It's the same thing. All right, so now we have the door. To cut that area, we need to trim that line. So I'll use the trim command, spacebar, and then I'll use this green selection, and that's done. Okay, so we have the area now. I'm actually trying to fast forward and make the project a bit faster now, because after doors and window, I'll be doing one specific thing, and then I will keep making those things. So I will explain one time, and then whatever need. Let's say I will explain one door, and then I will put all the doors in my drawing, and so that could help us to I will finish the product as soon as possible. So I don't want to make this video 5 hours long, and if I try to cover every single time, and then it's going to take like 10 hours. Okay, so now let's make a door now. So I will use a polyline command and start from let's say start from here, okay, and then take it up, and then 3 feet, and then take it to the left, the direction you want to take it. So let me give you 1 inch here, and then click on this arc button. Now polyline has been turned to an arc. So click here and go back to line if you want to go back to line, and then press spacebar. Alright, so our door is done. Now to make this door a dynamic door, I'm going to make this a block. So to make a block, in the block panel, you can see you got insert block, create block, edit block, and single. I'll talk about it. So to create a block, just click on this button, and then first type the name. So I'm going to say door template, okay, and then click here to select an object. Now you need to select these lines, and let's say we select these lines as well, because I don't want to make these line and then do the trimming. Okay, so that line, those lines will help us to trim out later wherever you want to use this door. Okay, and then press spacebar. Now you need to pick a point. Okay, so I'm going to pick a point from somewhere here, and then you can see the preview of your block, and then make sure you check on this button. It's and then it's gonna open this to block editor. Okay, so and now I'm gonna click OK. Now we have created a block with that door, and now we are in a block editor. On the top you can see that you got block editor menu, okay, on the ribbon. So now to make this door dynamic, we have parameters and actions. Okay, so let's go to the parameter first, and we wanna add linear parameter. Okay, so I'm going to add a linear parameter somewhere, let's say about here. Okay, and then just drop that text about here. Okay, so we have got our parameter there. Now let's go to actions, and I want to apply action to this parameter. So I will select scale. So it's asking me to select the parameter now. So I will select this parameter, and now it's gonna ask me to select an object. So let's select the door, and make sure you cover these lines as well. Alright, and then press spacebar, and done. Your parameters, actions are done now. Okay, so as you can see that these two arrows are actually there. So we have covered parameters and action. Now it's gonna increase the size of the door, but we need a flipping parameter as well. So let's go back to parameter now, and then click on flip parameter, and I'm going to click here, okay, and then click about there. Alright, let me cancel that. Let's go select the parameter again and start from here to down instead of going there, and I'm just gonna drop the parameter about here. Okay, you see that arrow there on the top. Now we need to apply action to this parameter. So let's go to action tab, and then click on flip action, select your parameter, and then select the object. Oops, just gotta select the object. Alright, press spacebar, that parameter is done. Okay, now let's add another parameter. You could add all the parameters one time and it could apply action, but I'm just doing it because I just want to explain it to you guys. So I need a parameter about here from here, okay, and I'll just drop that parameter here. Now we got that out of there as well. So let's go and add action to it. So I'm going to click on flip, select the parameter, and now select the object, these two lines as well. All right, and maybe we don't need to add these lines to these parameters because these are going to stay over there. So let's press spacebar, done. Now click on save block. Okay, there's a lot of option here in the block editor, but I can't cover them in one video. There's so many dynamic stuff you could do. I mean, if I could make a wall, one rectangle, and I could just make that dynamic, and I could add other walls according to the dimension. That's so easy to work in AutoCAD now. After 2012 they introduced this I think parameters and dynamic stuff. So let's close the block editor now, and now this is our block. Alright, so as you can see that we have few parameters here. So I'm going to flip it to the left and then flip it back to the right. So what is why it's so useful? Now let's go and let's see. I want to add a door here, but I want to make it 2.5 feet. So first thing what I do, I will add a point. So PO for point command, and then I will just hover over my cursor here, take it down. It's we actually need to turn on intersection, okay, and you can turn on perpendicular as well. Yeah, it's already on. Okay, so there's another way you could do. You could just make a line here, okay, and then you could just move this line about 4.5 inch to the left. Now let's insert the block. So click out here and then click on we have a door template, and then I'm going to click about here. Okay, so we have done the door, but what are the features for this door? So I can just select that. Okay, let me just move that down. Actually, I should have dropped it down here instead of dropping it on top. So now if I select the door, I will just click on this parameter, it will go that side. Well, first let's just decrease the size. So that was a 3 feet door, so I'm gonna click here and I'm just going to take it to backwards and type 6. Now this door is 2.5 feet, and then just flip it and then TR, done deal. That's it. Oops, I have to just get rid of one line, it's overlapping. Alright, so our door is done now. So you could make a lot more doors, such as if I want to make a door somewhere here. Drop that here and then just move this door a little bit to the right, 4.5 inch. Okay, and now we need the same door on the top, but I just want to decrease the size. So I can just drag this parameter, and just take your cursor to the left, and then let's say I want this door to be 2.5 feet. So that was 3 feet door, so I'll make it 2.5 feet. Alright, cool. So now let's mirror this. So mirror command is basically when you look at the mirror, you see your reflection mirrored. So same thing here in AutoCAD as well. So click on mirror command. Now it's going to ask you to select the object. So select this object, press spacebar, and now you need the first point of the mirror. So I want to click somewhere in the middle, and I take my cursor to the right, and then it's going to mirror that right on the opposite location, right? And oops, I've just got to press spacebar one more time. Alright, to finish the command, and there you go guys. So you got 2 doors done as well. How easy is that? So I've got 1 door, I can increase it, decrease it, and I want to make 1 window. You could use the same technique to make 1 window and then use it wherever you want. So let's go and make a window here. So let me just see, we got 1 or 2 windows. We got 2 windows. I'm gonna pop those windows in the middle. So for that, let me just okay, so for that what you can do is let's say draw offset. Okay, I'm gonna offset this about 9 inch here, and then I'm gonna drag that vertex and just drop it there. Let's trim this line, and now offset about 3 feet to that's too small, so make it 4 feet actually. Alright, and then just copy these 2 lines, and then just take them. When you copy these 2 lines, I want to make sure that I've got the right distance. So I want to leave a gap about 3 feet or 4 feet. So I'll pick this point, and I know this window is about 4 feet already. So 4 feet, add 3 feet to it, and then it's gonna, let's add 7 feet. Alright, so I've got the exact distance. So let's measure that as well, what distance we have. So we have 3 feet distance, right? So I'm just going to move this window a little bit, let's say 1 feet. No, I don't know, just 2 feet, maybe. Just make it 1.5 feet, doesn't really matter. Okay, so we got these 2 lines, and now I'm going to draw another line in the middle. Very simple. And then draw another line here. Okay, so now I'm going to copy these, alright, and then I'm just going to take there from somewhere here, and I'm just going to drop that here, and then I'm just going to, let's say, make a bit smaller window. So just drop the window there, and I'm going to move this line towards left. So that was the 3 feet window, so I'll just 1.5 feet, and let's get rid of this line. Okay, and now we need to get rid of these lines as well, because I just want to make sure that these lines are on the right layer. So let's just 1, 2, 3, 4. You can fast forward this YouTube video if it's too long for you guys. So because let's make the line here, and then copy this line, pick this point, 1, 2, 3. Let's try trimming this line. Okay, all right, so we got that. Now I'm gonna change these doors. So select all the doors. Oops. Select all the doors, and then change the layer to doors 2D, and then we're going to select all the windows. I don't know, after I updated to Windows 10 anniversary update, my computer's gone very slow. It's just this. Okay, so we got windows and door done. Now let's see what's the next thing we need to make. We got stairs done, and now let's add a dimension plan now. Okay, so for the dimension, I'm going to leave that here, but I'm going to make another copy of this. So you can name this depending on what country you are. So any country to call it different way. So I'll just leave that here, and there's nothing. We need a 4.5 inch wall here because it's gonna. So let's just move this wall to about 4.5 inch, and let's just extend this line and this line, and then we could do the same thing here. I could copy that again, but just too lazy to do that. So 4.5 inch, and let's just extend this. So EX is shortcut key for extend. So we got that. Now let's look at the dimension, how we make our plan a dimension plan, and then hatching as well. So I'm gonna leave one of the plan, just gonna copy this for 3D work later on. So just leave that as a separate. Okay, here we'll make this as a dimension plan first. So let's go add the dimension. So here we have a dimension panel. The first command you have is multi-line text, single line text, and then you have a dimension. Okay, so select that dimension, but before you do the dimension, you need to do a bit of setting for the dimension. So let me just find out where is the settings for dimension. Okay, so that's insert table. Well, DTDS, I think that's the command. Dimension. Okay, let me find the command, guys. Nope, that's not what I wanted, because it's been a long time I haven't used the dimension. Let's just select the line here, and now we're going to double click on it to get the dimension settings. Hopefully it will just, nope, doesn't work like that, so I'll probably cut this video. Okay, so okay, so to find that command, what we can do, we can go to the menu and we can type dimension style. So dimension style are on annotation tab and dimension style. So let's go to annotate tab, and here we should find text, and we have dimension style here, but I'm looking for a window actually, which is basically, if you click here, that's the window, the style manager. That's what I was looking for, but you can do just, you could set up your dimension here. I can show you there. So you can change that to text, and you can change the text size, so which is 1.4. so I can just let me just find that. Okay, you click here and then scale it up. Okay, alright, but let's go to the dimension style here. Click here, shortcut key for is a dim style. So here you need to click on modify. So now in this panel you need to change few things. So let's go to the primary units. I want to change this to architectural precision. Should be the same what you did before on the when you created a file. So now let's go to text height. We need to change that height. Text height is going to be 9 inch, or maybe 9 is fine. Okay, and that's pretty much it is. So here a few settings as well. It will align that dimension line according to the angle. So let's click OK, and let's see what we have. You could make another dimension style, and you could save this for later use as well, such as if you click new, you can type the name and then you save it for later use. But I didn't use this AutoCAD for a long time, so that's why. So I'm gonna set this current as well. And now let's go to home tab. I can stay here, click on dimension, and then in AutoCAD 16, in AutoCAD 15 or 14, I'm not sure, I've used it a long time ago, but with AutoCAD 16, all you have to do is just hover over your cursor to the line and it will give you dimension. Alright, so if I just hover over my cursor and move it a little bit on the up, so it'll just drop that text there, and I'm just gonna drop it there. Okay, there's another thing I want to do here is basically I'm just gonna go to my dimension style and then modify, and in the text I want to fit primary units. I want to add the arrows, so text standard. Okay, text placement, we have these symbols and arrows. Yep. So the first symbol, I want it to be about, let's say I want it to be dot small, maybe dot small is fine. And then I'm going to say second, it's going to be dot small as well. Leader, that's fine for the leader. And arrow size, I'm going to change that to 6 inch. Okay, and then click OK, and it should update that dimension now. So as you can see that you got the dot there. It looks cool on the paper. You could increase that as well. Let me just go back quickly. This video is getting very long actually, so I'm just gonna go back and change the dimension size to 9 inch. Okay, click OK. There we go. It should update that. So let's add more dimension. First we're gonna go and create a new layer. Actually it's gonna be a lot messy, so that's why I'm just going to create a new layer here and name it dimensions. Okay, for the color, let's give it a blue color, maybe yellow color. Nah, I don't know, just this color, fine, whatever. Okay, now let's select this dimension and let's change the layer first, dimension layer, and now make this as your current dimension. Okay, now let's go back to dimension, select it here, and I'm going to select this line. It's going to give us 40 feet. I'm just gonna drop it there, and now we got that. Let's go up here. Now I'm going to, let's select this wall and then just drop the dimension here, and then you need to select the points here from here to here, and then you can just drop that there as well. And then with our text is a bit bigger, so I'm going to go back to dimension style. Dim style is a shortcut key, so let's just change the text. The best part is that you can always modify that, so I'm gonna make this 7. Okay, and let's see what happens. Should be better. Still too big, still too big, still too big. Let's change it to 6. Okay, and let's close it. Now it should be fine. Now let's go select that dimension again, and let's just add dimension. Oops. The dimension is Autocad 2017 is pretty good. It's a bit, so you can just drag this vertex and move it a little bit to the left. Okay, so if you select the dimension, you can move those vertices as well, so make sure you align it. Okay, so we have that, and then let's go back to the dimension. Here you got the linear line and all that stuff, but if you click on dimension, if you are not using AutoCAD 2016, you might have not this dimension option, so you have to go linear. So if it's a straight line to for the dimension, select the linear. If it's on an angle, then select a line, and then angular for doors, such as if I select angular, then it's gonna drop it here and it's gonna add the diameter, whatever the diameter is. Okay, so let's go and select the dimension. It will automatically detect what we want to do. So let's add here. So let's go add this dimension. Okay, cool. So we have from here to here we have 15 feet, and then from there to there we have 6 feet. Okay, so pretty much for the door here. And let's just do that again. Alright, so we got the dimension done. So now this is our dimension plan. Okay, so let's just move this dimension plan now. I'm going to use the move command. Oops. And I'll just move it somewhere here. Okay, and let's add a proper whatever you're gonna give it to the people, such as you can't just give them this. So I want to add text like this. So how do we do that is basically go to multi-line text, just select it, maybe add a single line text. Okay, drop it there, and for the height I'm going to say 6 inch again, rotation angle 0, and now let's start typing. So this is bedroom. Oops, bedroom. Okay, so here I'm going to enter again to finish the command. Now for that I'm going to just copy this. I'm just gonna paste it here. All right, and then I'm going to copy these and then just gonna paste here, 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 and let's say here. Let's add dining room, and that's pretty much it is. So now once you're done with the text, because you didn't want to write the text again and again, so I'm just gonna move this a little bit here. So what you can do now is basically it's a bedroom, double click on it, and it's gonna let you edit that. So you know the dimension, we have that here. So let me just move them a bit closer. Okay, so now we have 13 7.5, so I'll just go 13 feet 7.5 inch X. Okay, and I will say 11 feet and what is it, 3.5 inch, right? So now you've added that. So now basically all you have to do is edit your text. So such as here, it's 14 by 12, but we had a different kind of dimension. That's why we had to change the text. So now let's go and check this out. All you have to do is let's click on this dimension plan. So you can give multiple plans to your builder. It doesn't really matter, but the cleaner one for your customer should be like this. Okay, should be like this. So let's go and edit that. So that's toilet, apparently toilet, and let's just edit that one, which is going to be 7 feet and then 7.5 inch. Just forgot that. Top X, and then type 5 feet and what is it, 7 point whatever, 7.5. I'll just do that. I'll fix that later. I can't be bothered. Alright, so done that. Select that again, and then here type store. Oops, done that. The command is still on, so you can just SGORE, and then here you will type 6 feet 1.5 inch X, 11 feet 3.5 inch. Okay, enter, and just I'm just going to fast forward this video now. Here I'm just going. Alright, so now we have done our dimensions here. Okay, the next thing what you can do is apply some of the hatching. Okay, so to apply the hatching, I'm going to just let's say move this dimension. Always make sure you keep the copy of whatever you do. Okay, so let's save that. Now we have something called this bricks here, and this is a kind of grass here, and then we have the rear open. Okay, so now let's just go let's add some dimension to this as well, which is going to be a bit cooler. Oops. Okay, remember you can go and change the color every time you want, so that's not an issue. Don't hesitate to just use any color for now. Okay, we have that dimension there, and I want to make another dimension from here to this place. Then let's just okay, and we have a dimension here, and we have dimension. Okay. All right, so now excuse me for that. So now let's apply some hatching here. So I'm just going to go back to my home tab, and here you will find a hatch command. So let me see, where is it? There you go, in the drawer. Okay, so if you click on this arrow button, you got gradient, boundary, and hatch command. So click on hatch command. The boundary command is pretty useful in 3D, guys, so make sure you watch the full tutorial. So now if I hover over my cursor, let me explain to you guys. Okay, so let's say I'll draw a bloody whatever the line is. Okay, let's say I want to add some boundary to it, some hatching here. Let's select that command, and if I hover over my cursor, it's going to apply that color. But first let's change this to, you can select the hatch, click here, and I've got this brick here, so you can see that I can have a brick. I can even change the hatching, like let's say scaling factors. It's 1 inch, so I can say, let's say 6 inch. Okay, and now let's hover over. It's gonna make it bigger. All right, cool. So let's go back and change it to maybe 3 is fine. Nah, too big. So just keep that 1. Too big. 1.5. Okay. That's nah. 1's fine. Okay. And now you can define the angle as well. So on our plan here we have a different kind of angle here. So what I can do, actually select a different wall here. There you go. That's what we're looking for. Okay. I'm gonna change this to 1. That's fine. Okay, let's go up here. Now it's going to apply that hatch command here. Okay, but it's going all the way there, so I don't want to do that. So for that, what I can do now, I'm just gonna get rid of this line. I've already explained to you what is hatching. So if you select that, you need a boundary. Let's say maybe we go around, and then let's say it's not closed, but here it looks like it's closed. So if I try to apply a hatch here now, it's gonna give me a closed boundary cannot be determined. Okay, so you gotta make sure with that, so you have the closed boundary to apply the hatch command. Let's go here and let me select that 0 layer, and I will just draw a line here somewhere. Okay, now we can draw a line, but for that, what we can do here, in the plan we have this step here. So what I can do, I'm just going to hover my cursor here, make it to the left, and I'm gonna give 9 inch, and then I'm gonna come down to about, let's say 3.5 feet. Alright, and let's go this way, and then offset about 9 inch. I think that's stuff we have inside, and you can just drag it down. So that's going to be your outside step. So let's go back to layer properties, click here, and then type stairs outside step. Okay, so let's go to here and select these 2 lines, and then go and change outside step. Okay, there's so many ways that you can apply layers. You got a match property command, you can updating command. There's so many things out. Okay, even on the command line there's so many commands. I can't cover everything in this video, but I'm just showing you the advanced way to work and get your work done. Okay, so we have that step now, and I've covered that area as well. So let's go back to hatch command, and let's select our, where is it? So if you click here, you get this $box. So airborne is fine, and then we just hover over, done. And then here I'm going to apply another hatch. For that I'm going to use air roof. Do we have a grass here? Grass looking, brass. We have gradients, we have maybe that's fine. That's too big. There's another thing I want to show you here. You could lower the hatch as well. If you create your hatching pattern, if you know how to make that, you can load that as well. So I can't show you there, but it's available in Autocad, so you can make your own hatching. Well, let's select anything here. Maybe we select this. Okay, select it, and now I'm gonna select the hatch again, and it's gonna take me to the hatching editor. Should be there. My computer is too bloody slow, so I'm going to do here, let's say 3, 6. No, that's not what I wanted, so let's just delete that. Select the hatch command again. Where is it? That's what I wanted, so I'm just gonna change this to 2. And then same thing, we put that at the back as well. I need to undo. Let's create a step here as well. We probably need a step there as well, but we just draw a line for now to apply our hatching. Oops. That's a different hatch now. Just gotta go back to hatch command, and then I will add this one. Not working for us. Why it's not working for us, guys? It's giving me a headache. So select that. Select it. It's gonna take you back to the hatch, and then give value 3. That's fine. Okay, so we've done our hatching. Now to make our plant look a bit more professional, alright, I'm gonna show you how to use the hatch command again. So let's go select another hatch. So I'm going to give a solid color. I'm going to use that color as let's say by layer is fine. So let's go first make a layer first for the hatch. So let's create a layer. I'm going to name it hatch. Okay, leave that color as white, which is gonna look more professional. So hatch layer is active. Let's go click on hatch command, and then we're going to just move somewhere here, and it's going to apply the hatch for us. Oops, there is an issue, guys. So there is an issue. So I'm gonna apply here, and I'm going to apply the hatch here. Alright, and then we need the hatch in there, we need the hatch there, and done deal. Done. Let's go select that hatch. Let's go ahead and go to the hatch properties, and let me just change the color to a bit gray, a bit this color. Maybe this color is fine. It automatically did that. That's too that's too much, so let's go back. We select this color. Alright, so our plants looking good so far. Oh, now I'm going to zoom extend. Alright, so now we're gonna work on our first floor. So to start working on the first floor, I'm gonna go to Insert tab, and let's bring this picture for our first floor. So this is a picture. I'm going to click OK. I'm just gonna start from here, and let's just put it here. Okay. Now to start working on the first floor, let's copy this. Okay, and then just paste it here. Alright. Now I'm gonna get rid of stuff from this layer. So first of all, what we need to get rid of the text. Let me just go back to Home tab now, and you can use the Isolate Layer option now. If you click here, select this object, press spacebar, and now you can get rid of all the dimension you have. Alright, and then unisolate all of them. Now you want to get rid of hatch, so you can isolate the hatch. Let's get rid of the hatching, and let's unisolate. Let's get rid of that as well. Oops, we need to trim those lines actually. Okay, so let's look at our first floor plan. So all we need to make is a balcony here and a toilet here. Okay, so I'm just gonna fast forward this quickly because I've already shown you how to do windows and doors. I'm just Alright, so it's looking good, guys. It's looking very good. We can apply some hatching here as well. I don't want to show you guys how to make this bloody toilet here because that's just a waste of time. We should be starting over 3D now. So one thing I want to do here, you see these interiors in your plan, which makes it look a bit better. So way to get that, I'm going to show you that now. Drawing center, so I'm just gonna click on it, and there you go, we have this drawing center here. So in that drawing center, if you go to, let me just find out where is it, English US, in samples English US, okay, and then click on drawing center. There you go, guys. So you have a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff means everything you need, okay, it's available here. So here I'm going to go to AutoCAD home and then click on blocks, and there you go. You need a bed, there's a bed. You need a sofa chair, it's a sofa chair. Computer terminal is there, and then we need let's say a table for the kitchen, it's there. And then we need let's say that's pretty much it is we need from here. So let's go to kitchen.dwg and then click on blocks, and here we have kitchen, okay, and then we have sink soap area, we have this oven stuff, okay, and that's pretty much it is I think we need. So let's jump to drawing now. Alright, so now let's put some plants first, okay. So I'm just going to copy this and then just drop it here. It's too big, so SC for scaling. This command, this is here as well. So select the object, click any arbitrary point and then say 0.6. Done. Let's just move this somewhere. Let's say move this here. We need a plant here, and then we need some kitchen stuff. So kitchen, this is going to be good. So I'm going to move this and then just drop it somewhere here. We can rotate this, basically this is going to be better because if we rotate that, that looks a bit better. Let's just drop it and then scale it up. So let's move this kitchen area. Oops, I should have selected two of them, so select them with the blue window. Done. And then here we can rotate this, so R of rotate. Select any arbitrary point and then you can rotate that to this angle, and let's just I know it's a bit weird putting this here, but I just want to show you that how to use the design center. Let's grab a bed now. Let's copy this bloody bed, and wherever you want to drop it, you can just drop it wherever. Okay, it should go here. Alright, so done. We got the toilet there, and we have the toilet here as well. Just gonna draw a line, and let's just draw a line here as well. Okay, and then hatch. Okay, just leave that here, guys, it doesn't really matter. So that's what we have right now. This is our plan. So I'm going to tap zoom and select that window as well. Okay, so this is our plan so far. I'm just gonna show you guys in a layout one. This is how it's gonna look like on the paper, the actual paper. So you can always come here on layout one and look at it, that what is the presentation for your plan. So you might have to add some darkening color here, you might have to change the text color, and that's pretty much it. Is looking good. Alright guys, so now we're gonna start working on 3D model of this house plan. I'm going to get rid of these two plans as well. First thing you do is click on 3D modeling workspaces. You have 3D basic and 3D modeling. I prefer you start working at 3D modeling because you get a lot of commands on the ribbon. And let's go and move it down. Okay, so the first thing what I want to show you here is this view tab. So here you have 2D workspace, 2D wireframe, conceptual, hidden, realistic. Okay, so I want you to keep working at 3D wireframe here in this one. Okay, and then we can change that to shaded. So let's click on 3D wireframe, and then we have views here. So here, top, bottom, left, right, SW isometric, SE isometric, and then on the right we have this wheel. We can use this wheel to change the viewport. So if I click on this, and then it's going to change the view and make it 3D. Alright, so let's go back to our top view by clicking on this view cube. I'll show you one more thing here. You see this panel here? So these are very useful commands, such as full navigation wheel. So if you click on it, you will get that wheel next to your cursor, so you can zoom in. Let's say if I click zoom in, so if I just zoom in, and you can rewind, you can orbit around like that, and you can pan as well. So this wheel is pretty cool. I'm gonna click on this cross button, and let's go to our top view now. One thing I want to mention here, that you need a very strong computer, because my laptop is already very slow for working in AutoCAD, because I just updated to Microsoft Windows 10 anniversary update, which actually make my computer very slow. So we have this wall here. The first thing we're going to do is use the Boolean command. So this is a Boolean command, and then let's start from one of the corners. So you can start from here and then here, but in 3D I would highly recommend you guys to work with the layers. So let's go to our layer properties first, and let's create some layers. So I'm going to say wall 3D, okay, and G for the ground floor. Enter, and let's change the color to maybe green. This is fine. Okay, then make another layer. Oops, I made that wrong. So just change the name, rename it by double clicking on it. So I'm going to name it door 3D. Changed layer name here as well. So name it Windows 3D. And then we need a glass for the window as well. So I'm going to name it glass. Okay, we have the same color for this. We'll come back and change the colors later on. So we'll change the glass color, because I know that I need this color to be a bit gray. Okay, and window color we can change it to blue. Door color we can change to, let's say, pink, or maybe red. Okay, alright, so now let's close this layer menu, and now use the Boolean command. Okay, and then start from the corner, and then I'm in the 3D window layer. I've got to change that because I don't want to change the layer, because in AutoCAD 3D the computer is really slow, so I don't want to do a lot of stuff which is not like necessarily. So we work stepwise. Okay, so make a line. So hover over your cursor here, move it to the left, and then click here, and then click here, and then take it all the way up. Alright, so now we have the outer walls. Next we're going to offset those outer walls to 9" inside. Now let's change the viewport from here to SW isometric, or you could use the wheel as well. Sorry, not the wheel, this cube. Alright, here now I'm going to, let me show you one more thing here. There's a command called a boundary. That command is pretty useful working in 3D. So before we dive into advanced modeling, I just want to show you guys what this command do for you. So let me just make some lines here, and make a line here as well. Let's just make a line here, make a line here. Alright, and then we need to fix this line as well. You could extend those lines, or you could, okay, there's a problem here, so just gotta push it. Okay, alright, so now let me just close my Premium Pro, because I think that's taking my computer processing. So alright, so now let's say that you want to create inner walls as well. So if I want you to do like polyline, that's going to be a long process. So what we can do is, these are the separate objects, right? So we can use the boundary command. So BO for the boundary command, okay? Press spacebar, and now you get to pick a point. So you need to make sure that you click on where you think that's a boundary. So let's say if I click here, alright, I've got one boundary there, I've got one boundary here, I've got one boundary here, there's another wall here, so boundary here, and we need another boundary here, okay? Alright, so we got all the boundaries. Now let's go to layer menu and turn off 2D wall. I don't want to work with that 2D wall anymore, and I don't want to even see that. So what is this? This is on 0 layer. Let's change that to wall 2D. It's gonna click OK. Oh sorry, click on close, because it was just telling you that this layer is currently off, so that's why it gives you an error. So just click OK. Alright, so we have our 3D walls. Now we're gonna extrude them. Extrude is the most common command you use while working in a 3D. Okay, let me tell you one more thing. So we have three kinds of modeling in AutoCAD. If any one of you watched my Blender tutorials, I've explained in those tutorials what is a solid modeling, what's a surface modeling, what's a mesh modeling. So these three are different kinds of modeling. Let's say if you want to make a engineering product or engineering tool in AutoCAD, you might be using a mesh modeling. Okay, it's a lot smoother. But with the solid modeling, we are good to make AutoCAD house plans and architectural 3D modeling. Basically, you can do that with solid modeling. So now, the first thing what I want you to do is just keep a copy of your main area where you're working on. So let's just copy this and just drop it here. That's our backup. Now let's extrude this. So I'm going to type EXT, enter, and then select the line what you want to extrude, and then I will just press enter one more time, and now I can click to apply that extrusion, but I want to make it 10 feet. Okay, maybe let's say 11 feet, because I want to keep 1 foot up from the ground. So let's make that 11 feet. Okay, the wall is going to be 11 feet. Maybe what you can do, let's extrude this EXT, okay, and then you give 10 feet, and then once you are done modeling the first floor, to put the slab on the floor, you can copy one of these lines and then extrude them for like 1 foot and just move under your house plan. That's like a basement, or that's like a foundation for you guys. Okay, so now we have that. Let's look at it in shaded mode. So that's what we have. If you press shift and if you have a mouse wheel with this if you have a mouse with the wheel, so you can press and then hold that mouse wheel, and then if you move that, you can orbit around. That's a short way to do it. Okay, so now I can orbit. Now I'm going to change this back to my 3D wireframe, and then we're gonna extrude the inner walls as well. Okay, so let me just extrude that. That was EXT, and select the inner wall, press spacebar one time, and then make sure your cursor is on Z-axis. I'll explain the axis as well. So now, before on the 2D we had X, Y, and now we have Z as well. So we have X-axis, Y-axis, and a height as well. So height is basically Z-axis. So now let's go and check it out with shaded. Now we have that same box, but we have a separate object inside that. Okay, so what I can do, just gonna make this wireframe. There is a Boolean operations here in AutoCAD. So we have a union, we have subtraction, we have intersect. Okay, so here if I subtract this object from the outer part, what it will do, it will just make those walls. Okay, so let's try that. So let's use subtract, and then select the outer object first, press spacebar, and select the inner wall, press spacebar. And now let's look at that in shaded. Now we have those walls. Okay, let's go change this to wireframe, and then extrude the inner walls as well. But we left the place for the doors. Okay, so we will fix that. Now I'm going to change this to 3D wireframe. I've shown you that subtraction, intersect, and union. Okay, let me give you an example. So I'm going to create a box here. Let's say we create this box, and I'm gonna create another box. Okay. Alright, so now this box is intersecting this box from that area. So let's select that, intersect, and now if I select both objects, press spacebar, now that part will be left over. Okay, now let's undo by pressing U spacebar. If I want to union those objects, select those objects, press spacebar. Now we join those objects as well. Let's check them out in shaded. So now if I click here, that's one object now. Okay, so that's a union, that's subtract, that's intersection. So these are very useful in solid modeling, guys. You can make everything, and a lot of things that used to be very hard to make in AutoCAD. These three Boolean operations could help us to make anything we want. But now in AutoCAD 2017 or 2016, there's a lot of features in solid modeling, so you didn't have to use those commands a lot more, like not as much as used to. Okay, so let's get rid of these boxes now. So we have seen these three commands. Now let's look at this extrude. So extrude, loft, revolve, and sweep, these four commands. Okay, these are all extrusion type commands. The first command we have is cylinder, cone, sphere, pyramid, and wedge, and torus. We have these three built-in objects, so we can make them by selecting them. Okay, we have the walls done. Now we need to make windows, right? So for windows, first of all, we need to cut the areas. So to cut the areas, I'm going to change my layer to 3D window now, and let's create a rectangle. Now we have REC for the rectangle command, and then I'm going to draw a rectangle here. Okay, and then draw another rectangle here. Alright, so we have rectangle here, and let's just draw the same rectangle here, so we could use one command and make that work for us like at once. Alright, so we got the rectangles now, right? Let me go back and just turn off this window 2D now. I don't want to use it. And now from the floor, from the ground, how much space I want to leave in the wall. So if I want to leave like 2 feet, so what I can do is select your move command. You have this modify panel here as well, but some of the commands you can see colorful now. It's a 3D command now. So if it's a 3D move, and that's a move now. Okay, so if I select move command, let me just select those rectangles by using that blue window, because blue window only select whatever comes completely in it, so the complete object has to be in it. So now press spacebar one time. Now I'm going to apply the displacement. So I'm going to, let me just select them again. I just accidentally pressed something else. Alright, so now let's press spacebar one time. Okay, and now instead of giving a displacement point, I'm going to type 0, 0, 0. So 0 for X, 0 for Y, and 0 for Z. Press enter, and now they're gonna go all the way there, right, to the 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Well, that's a bit of a problem, so let me just explain to you guys what is it. So let me select this 3D move command now, and I'm going to select these objects. And now we can select this Z vertex, okay, Z axis, and now if I move my cursor up, right, like on the Z axis, okay, and then I will type 2 feet. So now we have these rectangles flying in the 2 feet. We could use the move command as well. Let me show you here. So if I just move this, okay, and I click here, and now if I just, instead of clicking now 0, 0, and I will type z-axis is like 2 feet. Alright, so it will be on the 2 feet up now on the height. That's it. So now extrude them. So ext, okay, and extrude them. Let's say I'll extrude them 5 feet. Alright, and then let's subtract them. So su for subtract command is a shortcut key. So select the outer part first, and then select these windows. Enter. Let's look at it now. Now we have the windows being cut off. Okay, so very easy, just a solid modeling, very basic modeling. Now we have the windows done. Now let's cut some door area. For that, I'm going to turn on my 2D wall, and let's see if we have that door area. So 2D door is not there. I can't see that. So for that, what I can do now is I can bring it from here. So let me just turn on all the layers. Okay, let's just click here and hide object. We need to turn on 2D walls as well. So that's the door there now. Alright, so now I'm going to copy that, make a rectangle right here. Alright, and then we need few more doors here. That area has been done already, so that's not an issue. Alright, so I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to drop, let me just make some more rectangles. So let's get rid of the dimension layer for now. Okay, and let's draw some more rectangles. Here, I'm going to draw another rectangle. Here, let's draw another rectangle, and then let's draw another rectangle. Oops, so now I can just drag that vertex and drop it there. You can drag this vertex and drop it there. Okay, so now let's copy those rectangles. I'm going to pick this point, so I know if I come here and just drop that here, so it will be exactly where I want it. Now with that door, I'm going to extrude this. Oops, I'm just going to lock this up. So this layer, I'm going to freeze this so I don't use it. Wall 3D, lock it up. Oops, lock it up so you don't use it anymore. Okay, so that's been locked. So now we can't select it, we can't do anything with it. So ext, okay, and now nothing happened to the wall layer but with the door. So I'm going to type 7 feet. Okay, 7 feet door. Now let's subtract that as well. Alright, done. Now with that, with those rectangles, what I want to do is I want to move them. Let me just select that wall as well, and I want to move them from this point, and I'm going to take them upwards. I'm going to type 7 feet. Alright, and then ext, and ext for extrude command. Select this rectangle, select that rectangle, and then select rectangle. My computer is blowing. Okay, don't worry about this one. We'll just make it about 3 feet here. So now I have the area. If I go here and look at this, so we have that door cut area there. So now I'm going to just get rid of this bloody rectangle there. We don't need that. Now let's use the union command. So I'm going to select this window first. I can't select the wall anymore because it's been locked, so unlock it. And now let's use the union command and select this, and then select all of them. Alright, so that's what we needed. Press spacebar. Now we have joined those walls, so that's one object now. Okay, with this wall, let me show you this. I need to subtract it. So as you select that and then select this door, done. So we have the door done, walls done. Now let me show you how you can make a simple window. There's so many ways you could do with the windows, but I will make a simple window here. So now there's two ways you can do. There's advanced ways to use the UCS, Universal Coordinate System. You can directly make a window right there, but a lot of people are not very advanced. What they will do is they will just draw a rectangle here on X and Y and just start working there, and then they will rotate it, and then they will take that there and then work with it. But I'll show you some advanced ways. So let's change this to 3D wireframe, and now I'm going to make this a front view. Okay, so we are at the front view now. Let me just fix that 1 second. Let's go back to SW isometric view, and we still have this bloody thing here to annoy us. So I'm gonna turn off this 2D wall. Okay, now I'm gonna grab that word UCS here, and I'm going to drop it about here. Okay, so we have that UCS there, but I'm going to right click on it, UCS icon, show UCS. So we have the UCS there now on X and Y. So if I draw a rectangle now, let's say I draw a rectangle, so it's working on X and Y, right? How cool is that? So now change the 3D window there. Okay, that's the layer we want it. So draw a rectangle, it's gonna draw on there. Okay, so we have that. Now let's go and freeze that 3D wall layer as well. We don't need that to work with us. Okay, let me just turn it off basically. Why can't we just turn it off? Turn it off, we don't need that. Okay, so we have this 3D wall. Now I'm going to offset that about 3 inch right there inside, and then we're going to make a copy of the inner part and just leave that there. That's going to be our glass. Now it depends. If you type plane, it's gonna take you to the plane view now, which is here. Okay, so now I'm going to draw, let's say, a line here somewhere here. Let's draw a line in the middle anyway, and then we will offset that to about 1 feet maybe. So we could just, nah, that's too much. So offset about 6 inch to the left, and then offset about, let's say, 3 inch, 1 to 3 inch. That's actually too big. So why can't we just make it 2 inch or maybe 1.5 inch? 2 inch is fine. Okay, done. We needed that line, we got it. Now let's get rid of it because I want to just offset 2 inch, not 3 inch. That's too big. And then ext3, extend this here. Don't worry if you didn't get that UCS point, I will explain to you guys. So let's trim it off now. Okay, and then oops. Okay, so we got that there. Now with that thing there, I'm going to use BO, boundary, and I'm going to pick a point. Okay, I'm going to select this point, and then I'm going to select this point. Press spacebar, done. Now let's select this line and get rid of it. Alright, so we have one object here, we have one object here. Okay, so let me just get rid of this line. So we have one object here. Alright, oops, undo. Now let's change our viewport to SW isometric here. That's a bit too much now, so we need to change the coordinate system. So now what we have to change that is, let's say top view is going to be this. It's all about UCS now, so I'm gonna find the way, the view we need it. So let me just change UCS. Okay, double enter, it'll go back to Word. Okay, and now you can just type in your viewport. Okay, where is our window? It's here. Now let's just put it on the front side. That's it, that's where we want it. So now let's take the UCS command again and then click here. Okay, and then for X here, Y we need here, and Z is automatically set. So now we have this object. Now let's extrude them. Let's say extrude it to about 3 inch. Okay, I've done a mistake here. You know why? Because I'm meant to extrude -3 inch, because the Z-axis start from here. So if I type 3 inch, it's gonna extrude this way, which is going to be make us extra work, because we have to move the window backwards. Then we type -3 feet. Okay. Whoops. ext. And then type -3 feet. Oops, 3 feet. I've done that. 3 feet. My god damn it. That's supposed to be -3 inch, guys. -3. Alright, so we have that, and now let's extrude these objects as well, and then these objects as well to -3 inch. Alright, now let's just SU subtract it from this inner part and this part. Finish, and then let's get rid of this line thing here. Alright, so let's look at it now. We got that kind of window style there, right? Here there's a fillet command where you can do, basically you can apply the fillet as well to your corners of your 3D modeling, but it's gonna make your computer work very hard, because it's going to be a lot of vertices and it's gonna be a lot of trouble. So what I can do here is F, okay, and now R radius, and I will type that's 2 inch wide. Okay, so I can say like 0.5 maybe, and I can click on this corner and done. Now if we go down here, as you can see that we have the round shape there now. Okay, so we can do that with every single part. Alright, you could do with the multiple as well, but let me just fix that. Okay, and so oops, the front part is enough to do. Okay, looking okay. Alright, so we have that kind of window there now. Now what we can do here, I've made a copy here somewhere here. Okay, so let me just get rid of it. We don't need that anymore. So I'm going to click on this view cube. I'm going to backwards. I'm going to change the viewport to backwards. Okay, so this is a backward view, and now I'm going to copy something here. So to copy face, there's a command here, extract edges. Okay, and then copy edges. Okay, you can copy the edges or you can copy the face. There is another kind of copy faces. Alright, so click here, and then you select this face. Alright, and then click, and there you go, you must have the face now. Alright, so we have the face here. We're just gonna get rid of this, and now with that face I can make my glass here. So type BO, let's say what happens. Does it take it or not? If my AutoCAD is going to just blow away. No, I can't do that. So with that I can actually, let me just show you another way. So UCS, type make it world. Let's go to our back view. Okay, let's go to the back view actually. Wow, it didn't work. Okay, done. I'm actually having a trouble using my computer because that's actually gone. So what I can do, I can just copy this. Let's just move this here first, and then we're going to explode this. The best way to do that, we could keep that those objects in the before. We could make a copy of it, and then we could just now use the join command. I was saying that we could use that as a, when you were making that window, we could use the part of that and leave it aside for later use. So now I'm going to extrude these, and let's say 0.2, and then let's change this to glass. Okay, now let's just make this to 3D wireframe, and let's just move these glass and take them from this midpoint, and let's just drop them somewhere in the middle here. So now let's look at our window. I'm going to turn on all the layers, and let's change that to shaded. Okay, so we got the window there, we got the glass there, but I want to move this window a little bit backwards. So what I can do, just unlock this and turn off the wall 3D layer, and we're going to select, actually move that window inches. Now let's just turn on the wall layer, and now there you go. So we got our window done. Right, looking okay. Right, so there's so many ways that you could do like very advanced type of windows, but now I'm going to copy this window with the glasses, and now let's just drop them here. Let's take that, because I know that's the same dimension there. That's done. We need the window at the back, but we need to 3D rotate it now. So I'm just going to leave a copy here. Let's go backwards, backwards, back here. Alright, so let's go to the back. Now we're going to flip it. So to flip that, let's use our 3D rotate. Select that, click on this point, and then select that axis, and then give value 90, 180. Alright, done. Okay, so let's move this now, and let's just drop it there. Alright, and then I was gonna show you one more thing here. You could do, if I move this here with the glass and stuff. Okay, let's just move this out here. Okay, alright, so we are good to go. Now let me just do a trick here to show you guys what is actually happening here. So I'm gonna just drop it from here, and I'm going to drop another window somewhere here. The reason why I'm doing this is because I know this is a bit this is like really bad, but the reason why I'm doing this, that I want to measure the distance from this point to this point. So let's just do that. Okay, so let me just change that to the wireframe, and I will see what kind of distance we can get from here. So let's say I'll just GI for the distance command, and then select this from here. So we have 1 feet 2 inch, so add 2 inch on the both sides. That would be 1.6 inch. Okay, so now let's look at the distance of this. So DI for the distance, let's look at this now. So this is 2.6. Alright, so I've got to move this 1 feet this side. Okay, so what can I do is, I've got another command here. There's a command here. You got extrude faces. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to show you guys there's so many things in AutoCAD. There's so many things. So I'm going to give this axis, and then I'm going to type 1 feet, and now 1 feet. Okay, that's been extruded. But let's look at it now. Now our window is done. As you can see that this is pretty okay. Alright, so there's another thing you could do. Basically, if I undo, you see this face, we don't want to make another face because extrusion is going to make that face. So what I can do, we'll select this and then I will use another command, which is a move face command. This is the move face command. So I can select this face and I'm gonna click here, and then I'm going to move this side, and then I'm gonna type 1 feet. So now I can actually move the face instead of actually like. Alright, let's get rid of this glass and the window as well. So what we can do here is we can slice it off. What I can do, let's just go up here, RC rectangle, make a rectangle something like this, and then extrude this upwards all the way up. Didn't work, so we have to actually undo it. My computer is flying. Oh shit. Alright, so I'm going to extrude this upwards somewhere. Just want to move it around so I know what's going on. I need about here. Alright, now we can just get rid of that. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here. Alright, so now I'm going to subtract from this window to this. Done deal. Look at that. Alright, so the reason why I'm doing this long way because I want to show you guys tips and tricks. So with a door, you could make very fancy door if you want to, like I did with the window with the round shape. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw a line and I'm going to extrude that line, and then I will apply, let's make that 3D. Where is it? Where is our 3D door? 3D door. And now let's make a line somewhere here. Okay, and then we're going to extrude these lines to about 7 feet. Alright, so now let's look at it. Okay, we got the door done now. Alright guys, so now we got our door done, windows done. So let's start working on our first floor now. So let's use the polyline command, and I'm going to start from here. It's gonna drop a line. Oops, so you can press undo U and press spacebar to go back to the first point, right? So where we started. Alright, so we got that. Let me check the distance here. Just want to make it a bit more. What's the distance here? 1 feet. So what I can do here, I'm just gonna, oh, I've done the mistake here, so I just gotta push it towards. Okay, so now I'm going to basically grab that vertex and just gonna move it a little bit more, so another 1 feet. Okay, so it's gonna make our drawing a little bit better. So 1 feet done. And now let's copy that and just drop it here, offset 9" inside, and then extrude to 10 feet. Subtract that. I'm in a drafting annotation mode workspaces, which is, I actually restarted the AutoCAD actually, so that's why. Alright, so now we got that. Let's use the subtract command. Select the outer part and then press spacebar and then select the inner part. Now we got that. Now I'm gonna take this, let's say, I will just change that to 3D wall. Okay, and then just move this on the top of here. Okay, so we got let me see, let me check what is it now. So let's have a look. Okay, that's something like this. We've done a mistake here because I don't want to cover this all the way up. So what I can do now, I'm just gonna undo. Okay, that is a bit pain in the ass. So what I can do is basically I'm just gonna close this. Let's go back to 3D modeling workspaces and just drag this down. Now with that, I'm just gonna get rid of this line. Alright guys, so we have this door done and windows done. Now we're gonna start working on our first floor. So to start working on the first floor, I'm going to use the layer first. I'm gonna change the layer to wall 3D, and then let's use the polyline command and then just draw a line here, about here. Okay, and just go take it all the way perpendicular, just drop it here. All right, so we have the wall done now. Let's just copy that and then offset 9 inch inside, and then extrude, let's say 10 feet, and now let's subtract that. So SU for subtract command, select the outer part and then the inner part. All right, let's move this to top floor about here, and let's have a look what it looks like. So we have the top floor here. Now we're gonna go back to our first floor plan here. Now I'm going to draw, let's say, a rectangle. Draw a rectangle here. Let's copy that. Let's copy that as well and extrude that to about, let's say, 6 inch. Okay, oops, I've done it wrong. So extrude that and then 6 inch. And then we're gonna change the layer properties now. So I'm going to create a new layer actually here. So I'm gonna create porch roof. Okay, let's keep the color white, that's fine. And then let's change this to porch roof. All right, so let's just move this from, oops, from here, and let's find the here. So I've gotta drop it about here. Okay, so now let's have a look at the building now. Alright, so we have done, let me just change the shaded. Okay, so that's our porch area. It's a bit of trouble here, we'll fix that, don't worry about it for now. And then we need another boundary. So I should have the boundary here somewhere. I've dropped the boundary before. That's the boundary, I think. So what we can do now is just copy this and just bring it here. And then I'm going to name, I'm just gonna extrude this EXT, and we're going to extrude that to about 1 feet. Okay, and let's go back to our layer properties and let's make another layer. I'm gonna call it ground slab. Change the color to maybe this blue is fine, and then select that and then change the color. Now just drop this somewhere here. Okay, so what was the size for this? Let's check that with DI. I just forgot. So that's like 1 feet. All right, so I'm going to select pretty much everything here. So let's say move everything and then start a point here and then take it upwards. So 0,0,1 feet should be fine. No, it's going all the way there, so we have to undo. I think it's better that if I use my 3D, because in AutoCAD 2012, or I started using AutoCAD 2004 when it was 2004, I was really good with it, so that's why. I selected the rotate command. What am I doing? So select the whole lot, select the window, make sure don't leave anything, it's gonna give you a lot of trouble. Select this and then let's move it up to about 1 feet. Oh, that is not good. See, if we can come up with a lot of trouble. Now let's now that's a pain in the, it shouldn't be a big problem, but it's kind of bloody pain now. Okay, whoop. So I'm going to select the Z-axis. I'm just gonna try moving it everything upwards, why it didn't come before. Okay, so it should be fine now. Now we have the word ground slab there. Now it's time to make the steps. So I'm gonna make a step here. Let's get rid of this hatching for now. Let me actually just make another line here. I'm gonna use a boundary command now to just make a line, and I'm going to create a new layer going back to, so let's say ground steps. Okay, change the color to, let's say, this pink. Let's just use the layer now, ground spec, and now type BO for the boundary command. Pick a point, pick this point, and then this point. Done. Okay, so now let's copy those two objects, bring them somewhere here. I've done the wrong thing, but that's fine, we'll fix that. Okay, so extrude this to, let's say, 1 feet. Okay, and then we will extrude the face of it. Let me just grab that thing, it didn't work, but we can actually delete one of this line, and now I can just copy that now. Okay, just bring it here, extrude this to 6 inches. Okay, let's move it here, and let's apply some fillet. So I'm going to apply 1 inch fillet. It's going to give us a lot better radius, let's say 1 inch. Select that, done, should be fine. Select that, done. Okay, let's put it there where it's supposed to go, and let's choose this point. Alright, so we're going to drop it there. Okay. Hey guys, just want to apologize that I've actually made a lot of stuff in the building, but I didn't realize that my OBS wasn't working, so I couldn't record that. But here so far I didn't do anything that I didn't show you how to do it. So same as the window there, I made the single square window here, and then we have the window here, right? So it didn't change much. Okay, so now we have these things here. So the next thing we're going to do a little bit of designing at the front. Okay, so let me just get rid of some of the lines that could help us to, you know, work more efficiently. Let's get rid of this line as well. So now I'm going to basically draw, I'm going to change the layer to 0 for now. Let's just change the layer to 0. Okay, and now I'm going to draw a line here. So let's say draw a polyline here. I'm going to show you how to use sweep commands. Alright, so I'm just gonna draw a line here, and it's not actually snapping here. The reason why I might have selected wrong, so let me just fix that for you guys. Okay, so we're gonna use the polyline. Let me fix the UCS, type UCS, double enter. It should go back to word, but I'm going to drop the UCS here. Okay, now I'm going to use the polyline command. I'm going to just draw a polyline here. Okay, and then I'm going to take this all the way. Let me just orbit this around. Okay, so let's just drop that here. Okay, so that's going to be a bit of path here, and then we are going back to the word UCS, and now I'm going to create let's say drag the UCS back here, and then we're gonna move our x-axis to this side. Alright, so now let's add a rectangle. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a rectangle. Let me type the dimension here. So I'm going to type 3 by 3. Okay, 3 by 3 inch should be fine. Didn't work, that's not a problem. It went somewhere else, but I'll show you how to do it here. So let's draw a rectangle somewhere like a little bit like this. It's too much. Let's say that kind of rectangle there. Right, so we have the rectangle here now. So after we made our rectangle, I'm going to use the extrude command. Okay, and then I'm going to select path for P and select that. Okay, and then I'm not sure why it didn't go all the way up there. It was supposed to go, but it didn't go because the UCS wasn't right. So now I'm gonna use UCS back to Word, and let's see if it works. So extrude this rectangle with the path. Okay, it should work now. Let's see how our drawing look like now. Okay, so we have that path here now. I'm just going to move this face backwards. So what I can do here is, let me just go back to the wireframe, and then here we can make another rectangle, something like this. Okay, maybe like this. Okay, and I'm going to extrude this from this point to all the way up here. Alright, now let's subtract that from this point to SU, subtract this part to this part, and let's see what we have here. Alright, so that kind of design we got there now, right? So I'm going to take this, let's just make another rectangle here. Okay, and let's draw another rectangle, and I'm going to extrude that rectangle. Oops, need to select that line. So let's extrude that rectangle. Let me just change the layer now. I'm going to change the layer to, let me create a layer. That's a good idea. So front design. Alright, give it a color. Let's make it blue. Okay, let's make that layer active. Where is it? Let's turn up the layer. It should go away, but where is the my layer now? Front design. Okay, so let me just change that layer to this layer, and then try selecting, and then if you type P, it should select previous, but I actually missed it, so I'm just gonna try. Let's just fucking turn off the wall layer, this piece of shit. Okay, and then let's try extruding it now. I'm gonna select it, and I'm gonna hold the shift key to get rid of that shit. Alright, and then let's come down minus what was the distance, if you guys remember? 3 feet, I think. Let's see if it's right or not. It's not right, guys. It is not right. What I can do here now, I can move the face upwards if I could do that. I wish I could do that. So let's just select that move face command, select this face, and then take this all the way here. Okay, maybe move this downwards. So select from here and perpendicular here. Okay, so now we have that design here. I'm going to copy this thing, and pretty much that's it. And then I'm going to select from this point and I'll just take it up about here. Okay, and then let's turn on our wall layer and let's see what we have. So we have a pretty decent looking design here. Okay, alright, so now there's another thing I want to do here is basically I'm just going to draw a rectangle there, and for once we're gonna apply some material, so that's gonna help us. So let's do that now. So I'm going to go to 3D wireframe and let's just draw a rectangle from here and draw a rectangle maybe there, right? And let's see, it's 9-inch rectangle. Let's move this guy down from this point to, if I'm able to get this perpendicular. No, I'm not able to get this perpendicular, so I'm gonna try another way to do this. So the easiest way to do this, actually, maybe draw a line here and then take it to the perpendicular. So now we have that point there, so I'm going to measure the distance of this. So DI, I'm gonna select this point and then this point. So that was about 5.5 inch. Okay, so that was 5.5 inch. That's fine, we can do that as well. So I'm going to draw a rectangle and I'm going to make that dimension on x-axis. I'm going to give this, and second point I'm going to give 5.5. okay, and then width is going to be all the way here, and then second point is going to be 5.5. it's not taking that, so let's just drop it here. All I needed was width, so that's okay. I can just move this here. Okay, so let's just grab those vertex and pop them here. And should come up straight up. Wouldn't come, so I have to draw a line, straight up line somewhere here, and then we're going to drag this vertex perpendicularly there. Let's get rid of the line now. Okay, so I've got that. I'm going to extrude that front design from here to all the way up. Okay, let's look at it. Cool, that looks alright, so that's fine. Okay, that looks alright. So we can apply different kind of textures there. I'm going to copy this actually, so we could apply a different kind of texture there as well on that corner too. So that would be really nice, I guess. Yep, that would be pretty cool. Okay, so we got this thing there, guys, and then I'm going to extend this face. You can actually move this face from here to here. Done. So we have kind of this design now, right? So let's make our balcony now, and then we will make the top roof. Okay, all right, so we're pretty much done anyway. Let me go and go to 3D wireframe and let's go to the top view. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna make a balcony here. So for that I'm going to go to 3D wireframe, and I think we don't need this anymore. Maybe we need it, just leave that. I'm just gonna move this somewhere. Okay, and here, right? So in the balcony I'm gonna make a grill here. So for the grill I just need to copy this part and let's just bring it here. Okay, And now with that thing, let's just get rid of these lines if we can, and let me just explore this as well. Okay, so now I'm going to offset about 3 inch, or maybe let's offset that about 4.5 inch, okay, backwards, and then fillet that line. Alright, and then join this line. Okay, so join this line. This is our path now, guys, so I'm just gonna keep a copy of it because I don't want to lose it, so probably we need to use it too many times. Now here I'm going to make a make a line actually on a z-axis, so let's add another line here, maybe 2.5 feet. Okay, 2.5 feet line, and then I'm going to divide that, let's say div, okay, and then divide this to about no, we're gonna do a bit smarter work. Okay, so I'm going to grab my UCS, just gonna drop it here, guys, and then let's say I will drop my X value, just gonna drop the UC. Okay, let's just select the UCS first and then move. I can't select it, yeah, and then X value, make it on top. Okay, so now let's add a circle, so CI, and then I'm going to add, let's say I'll do diameter about 2 inch, maybe 3 inch is fine. Okay, so that kind of diameter, now that was too big, so we're gonna make circle about, let's say CI, make 2.5 inch circle. That's too much again. Oh, that was the radius actually. So CI circle, and then select that, give diameter 2.5. okay, and now I'm going to copy these two things. I'm just gonna paste them here. I could not actually join that, so let me just get rid of that. And now I'm going to copy this circle, and I just want to drop it there as a backup because I know I might need it and I don't want to make it again and again. So now we're gonna use this path. It hasn't been joined actually, it hasn't been joined, so let's fillet that about radius, give about 3 inch, maybe 3 inch, yeah, 3 inch is fine. So let's just try this. That was a bit less, so radius, let's say 6 inch. Okay, let's do that. And now we have to join these two lines, so join, and then join these three, and should be fine now. So we have only one object there now. So now I'm going to extrude this, okay, and then I'm going to let's say select the path and then select this line. So let's see what we have here. So we have that now. Okay, so now it just looks okay. I'm going to change that to, I'm going to create this as a block, so block, and then create that cylinder. Okay, and then I don't want to open that there, so I'm going to select the object, and then I'm gonna pick a point. This is going to be this point. Alright, I'm gonna click OK. So that's a block now. Now I'm going to get rid of this block, and I'm going to insert that block, sorry, divide, div, this line. Okay, and I'm going to use B for block, and I'm going to insert the name, so that would be cylinder. Let me see the block name actually. So cylinder, I think that was the name. No, I need to check the block name, so let me just go. check this out. Where's the block? Block panel, ribbon tab, and insert and block. So we need to go to insert, and then we need to check the blocks. So we have so many blocks here. So we got SLI, SLILENDER. Oh my god, I spelled it wrong. So DIV again. Select this line, B for block. So CILI. Oh, nah, need to check the spelling again. Cylinder, SLILENDER. So DIV. Select this line, B for block, and then CLILENDER. Okay, and I want to align the block. Yes, I want to align that segment 1, 2, 3. It's fine. 3 segments are fine. Okay, there's another trouble here. So DIV, select that line. Okay, B for block, CLILENDER. I don't want to align that, and I want a 3 segment. Done. Would not work, guys, would not work. The reason why it's not working now, it's because we need to use UCS as word. So DIY, select the line, B for block, CLILENDER. I want to align that, yes, this time 3 segment. Ooh, that's too so DIV, I'm not gonna do it, so I'm just going to 3 segment. Okay, so now if I just go here, it's gonna give me that point. So I'm going to use that, insert the block, and use that block. I'm going to drop that here. It's not aligning, so I want to rotate that to, let's say, y-axis, what it does. I'll give you a simple trick, guys, just don't worry about it. So directly DIV, okay, divide this to, let's say, 3 segment, okay, and then just copy this bloody cylinder from this point, and then you can take this to, let's say, okay, so now you need to go to snapping and turn on the node, which is actually selected. So let's just try that again. So copy this and then try putting a node, and then we got 1 node here. Alright, done. And now I'm going to use this, gonna make the straight line, and I'm going to fillet this again, and hopefully the radius is the same. So join, join this as well. Okay, and then I'm going to extrude this to about, let's say it was 2.5 feet. Alright, so now we can just make this as a glass. Let's go back to home tab, select it, let's go to the glass layer, make it a glass layer, and then move this line from here. Oops, we gotta move this all the way up, so just change these two to the glass. Where is the glass? Yep. And then I'm gonna move, or maybe copy this, guys, you might need this for the top. Alright, so I'm gonna move this from here, let's drop it there, and let's see what we have. So we have a pretty decent balcony there, right? But we need one more thing. So what I can do here is I'm just going to I'm just gonna get rid of this now. So we have this line here, join, so I'm going to divide that and I'm going to divide that to about, let's make a cylinder here again. Let's just get rid of this now. Let's make a cylinder CI, okay, and then just make a diameter about 2.5, that's fine, and then extrude extrude that to about, let's say 2.5 feet, yep. And then now let's make this a block. So let's go to Insert tab, and then I'm going to create block, and type CC, select this object, and then pick a point. Okay, select this object, spacebar, and let's pick a point. I'm going to pick that point there, and let's click OK. And now just let's get rid of it now, and divide this line, and then B for block, and CC name. I'm going to enter yes, align it, segment, let's say 10. Alright, so we have those cylinders there now. So let's just copy these bloody blocks. Didn't work before because that was a UCS problem. I could fix it, but it's gonna take a while. So I don't want to put you guys so much stuff. Okay, so now we can just put it here. Done. So we got our balcony done. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just copy these things here. Just gonna try copying that, and then try copying this area. Okay, let's just try copying this cylinder as well. Make sure you don't miss anything. Okay, done. And then let's just copy this here and just bloody drop it here. Okay. And then we're gonna drop that here as well. Alright, so cool bananas. I'm going to move this face. Let's just move this face from, let's say, this point to move this face to this point. Okay, let's make it a little bit bigger, guys. It's gonna be a pain in the ass if I went back all the way back and try fixing that shit. I can't be bothered doing it. Right, so now we got that done. Let's make this door and window on the top as well, and then we're gonna work on the roof. Okay, and then we look at the next thing. Alright, so copy, let me change that to wireframe actually. So just copy this thing and take it from here, and let's just put it here, right? And then I'm going to copy this bloody thing here. Well, let's make a design here, so let's just copy this thing as well. This one time, otherwise this is going to be very hard. So let's copy this and just try dropping it here, right? And then I'm going to copy this everything is shit here, copy this design as well, and we need a wall too, right? And then pick it from this point and try it, taking it and dropping it somewhere here, right? Alright, let's see what happens here. So we have some kind of this stuff now. So I'm going to that thing there, right? So I'm going to SU. Drawing has been modified in the editor. The last save version will be validated. Okay. Close. Please don't do anything. I'm gonna save this. Oops. So let's just make it wireframe, and let's use SU command to select this wall, and I'm going to select this part, right? And let's see what we have here. Cool, we got that. Now we don't need this shit, just gonna get rid of it. we actually got rid of the thing there as well, so I just gotta go wireframe. Let's select let's try selecting this part inside if we could, because I cannot, so I can use some hide object, so I can hide this bloody object, and then I can now gotta turn off the wall layer too, guys. So now I can select this, get rid of it. Okay, let's turn back the wall layer on, and let's unisolate an object. Alright, so we have this. Now let's make a door as well. Just gonna hide some of the objects, so just move here. I'm going to save it first before I lose it, so just click here, hide object. I'm gonna select these bloody objects here, hide them. Alright, so now we can actually make a rectangle from let's say this point. I need to change the UCS, guys, so UCS, pick it from here and try dropping it. Oh shit. Okay, try dropping it here somewhere here. Okay, and then make your x-axis on the top here. Right, y-axis has to go to this way, so I could make the rectangle. So rectangle, make it rectangle to about this side. Okay, and then you're going to extrude that rectangle, so I'm going to hide the bloody wall layer as well, so I could extrude that rectangle. Nah, can't do it, so I've got to select it from here. Okay, so I'm just going to take it as much as I can, doesn't really matter because I'm going to use that anyway. So let's unhide everything and let's just oops, where is my drawing gone? Where is my drawing gone, by the way? Let's save it before I lose it. So hide object, isolate object, hide object. I don't want to do it, so I'm just gonna change that to 3D wireframe, and let's see if I'm able to get the thing back. Okay, it's actually gone somewhere, guys. I'm not sure what just happened. What's just happened? What just happened before? I have no idea what just happened. And hide object. Let me save this before something happened, and let's just turn on the wall layer and let's copy or maybe move this. I don't need this. Let me just copy this, guys. So copy this and copy this bloody door layer as well. Pick this point and take it up, and if we can find this here somewhere, okay, and let's go and use your subtraction tool, select something from here and select this blue wall, and let's see what we have. Let's get rid of this wall now. Okay, alright, so we have kind of door on the top now. We have this railing going on, we have this kind of design here. Now let's work on the roof actually. Okay, so for the roof I am actually going to make something. I'm going to move this all the way up, right, and then we are going to use the top. So let's create a polyline actually. So let's just go back to wireframe, and I'm going to isolate this object here. Okay, let's change the UCS to word. Alright, let's use the polyline again. Select it, draw the line, draw the line, draw the line, and no, I missed it actually. I need to start from here instead of there. So draw a line, draw another line up. Actually, yeah, it was fine. And then I'm going to draw a line here. Alright guys, so we got the line there, and I'm going to hide this bloody blue ground step layer as well. Now let's go back and make another layer here. So I'm gonna say top roof. Okay, change the color to maybe this brownish color, should be fine. Now with that top roof, I'm going to make a bit of design here. So it's going to be very simple design. What we can do, basically, I'm going to use that layer here, top roof. Let's use the polyline command, and I'm going to draw. Let's say I'll turn on the ortho first, okay? And let's grab that UCS, drop that here. Alright, and then we're going to take this x-axis and make it top. I think that should work. Well, let's find out. So polyline, I'm gonna take this to about 2.5 feet upwards, and then I'm going to take this to this side on the z-axis if I can. I can't, so I've just gotta cancel that. I have to make my y-axis this side. Let's try now. So let's just take this upwards. Would not work. Let's draw this on the ground, and then we can actually. So I'm going to turn on ortho. I'm gonna take this 2.5 feet this side. Let's bring it up to about 3 inches. Okay. Let's take it up to about 3 inches. Let's bring it back to about maybe 6 inches and 9 inches, and then bring it back here and then drop it there. Alright, so we got that object there. Now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna apply some fillet here. So let's just try this, if that thing can apply some fillet. So our radius, let's say that's 3 inches, so we need to apply 1 inch radius here. Okay, looks a bit decent now. Let's just rotate this. So 3D rotate, select this, and I'm going to rotate this on this angle. I'm going to make this that way. Okay, and then we are going to rotate this to this angle, and let's try bring it towards, yeah, that way. Okay, done. Now let's just copy this from here and drop it somewhere here. Let's turn off the ortho. From here I'm going to turn on the polar. Now let's use ext extend. I'm going to use the path. I'm going to select this path, and let's see what we have. Let me unisolate everything. Okay, and then I'm going to save this first of all, and then let's bring this a little bit up. What if we can move this blue design what we have here? I'm just gonna drag this up, guys, and let's just pick it up. Actually extrude this instead of moving this. So let me just go all the way up perpendicular. Let's just make a line that's better, guys, otherwise would not work. Need a UCS to change, so we're going to drop the UCS about here, and then Y on the top. Done. So I can just draw a line now from here, draw a line perpendicular if I could, but I would not be able to do it because this is not exactly what I wanted. So let's just do a different way. Let's extrude this thing. So let's just try this, and let's try this all the way up there here. Okay, doesn't work. Change the UCS, which probably help us now. Just gonna take my UCS, drop it there. Okay, what's going on? So I'm just going to turn on the layer. There is another way you can do this, which is going to be a little bit easier, I think so. So that was 2.5 feet plus 3 inch, so that would be 2 feet 9 inch, right? So 2 feet 9 inch plus this distance. So let's check this out. We got 6 inches. So let's add a calculator here. There should be a calculator somewhere in AutoCAD. So calculator, quick calculator. I'm gonna bring it up. So here we can see that I want 6 inch plus, let's just turn it on. So 6, that wouldn't work. 6 plus, I need to add 2.9. So that would be, okay. So 2.9 plus, let's just get rid of everything here. 2.9. So that would be 3.3, guys. Let me see if that thing works. So let's just extrude face, and then I'm going to give value of 3.3 feet, and let's see what we have here. Okay, done deal. I hope it's fine. Looks okay now. Alrighty, so yep, we have some kind of issue here, but that's fine. It wouldn't make any trouble. So let's just bring it down a little bit. Why can't I just push it down, move the face? Minus 3 inch. Would not work. Wouldn't work. So let's just try drawing a line here. It would not work. Let's just grab this shit here and then just drop it here. And then let's add. Okay, so now let's move this face. Oops. Move this face here. No. Done. Let's do the same thing with this thing. So I can do like this. So move face, move it up. Oops. I have to select the right face. So just make sure you select the right face. Otherwise, big dramas. Big dramas. Done. Okay. So let's see what we have right now. What is this? So let's go and click here, maybe the top view, and then we're gonna click here, and then we're going to click here somewhere there. UCS is a big issue, so we need to click here, and let's click here. Alright, so far so good. Let me just fix that. So this is what we have, guys. So far we have this kind of design here for our house, because this house is kind of it's kind of real project. I'm gonna give it to my dad to use it, and if he wants some kind of editing, or he wants to change that, I will do that as well. So that's how we can make the 3D model. Let's just bring that here. I'm going to use the boundary command here. Let me just do that as well for you guys. So BO, and pick this point. It's going to read everything now. It's take a while. Let me just end that command. I could just draw a polyline here, right? So I'm actually going to finish the video here, but with the more advanced, let's say, I will do materials and animation videos separately, because this video is already very long. So stay tuned for that. The next part will be coming up probably tomorrow, within a week, in which I will do some materials and rendering, and then with the final view I'll take that and then use a Photoshop to add some plants and background and all that stuff. So stay tuned for that, guys, and if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. It took me about 5 hours to record this video, so it's good to, if you like this, then smash that like button as well. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you in the second part.